All right, so we're going to talk about some tips finally for getting and staying motivated. Because what happens, sometimes we get motivated with something, right? We got the energy and we're doing it, but then obstacles come up or time passes and we start to lose that energy. Just like when we're sitting in a room and we're listening to someone talk after a while. Our energy starts to go down. All right, so we're going to get your energy up a little bit here. First thing is, again, be in charge of your attitude. Positive mental attitude. Stay focused on what's right versus what's wrong. Stay focused on what you want versus what you don't want. Okay? Because remember, it's all about perspective. Where are you looking? Are you looking at what's good, what's right, or are you looking at what's bad and what's not right? You're looking at what you got or what you don't have. You're going to have a different feeling depending on where you're looking. Be in charge of your emotions. He who masters his emotions masters his life. Because remember, when we're highly emotional, it's like we're a ship without a rudder, and we're just being tossed around by whatever current or wind is there. And you're not going to, who knows where you're going to end up. So when you let your emotions take you over, you're not steering the ship. So learn how to be in charge of your emotions. Negative emotions weaken your mind and your body. I'm going to do a little demonstration here. If I could have let's bring a man up here. He's a little bit strong. How about you up here in the front? All right, which is your strongest arm, right or left? Okay, so I want you to just put your arm straight out like this. And what I'm going to do is this is called muscle testing. So I'm going to push down on your wrist with just 2 fingers here. I want you to resist me with all of your strength. As I push down, you push upwards against me. Okay, ready? Okay, work down. Now, I want you to think about an experience maybe recently that was very negative. Something that happened you didn't like, didn't make you feel good, got angry or frustrated about it. Got something like that? Okay. All right, so up here, I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to think about that experience. Remember what you were thinking, what you were hearing, what you were feeling, emotionally, physically, in that negative experience. Okay, and as you're thinking about that, I want you to resist again. Now let's switch it out. Let's think about a really positive experience. Okay, got something like that? Okay. Arm up again, close your eyes. I want you to put yourself back in that experience. Remember how great it was, where you were, what you were hearing, what you were feeling, all the great emotions about that experience. And resist. Good. Okay. So you feel the difference there? Yeah, great. All right, so what happened there? So when he was negative, what happened to his muscular strength? Went down. And when he was positive, what happened to his muscular strength? He was strong, right? So when we have negative thoughts that then creates negative emotions, it actually robs us of energy. Robs us of physical energy and also robs us of mental energy. So again, be in charge of your emotions because those negative emotions are affecting your mind and your body. Also, negative emotions cause you to ignore logic and to act impulsively. When you're highly emotionally charged, positive or negative, you're more likely to act impulsively and ignore logic. Use certain techniques to handle or shift your emotions. Okay, so I'm going to teach you 3 techniques right now that will help you to shift out of a negative emotional state and calm your emotions and even help to move you into a more positive emotional state. Okay? So the first one is the tension relaxation process. Right? So think about what does a 2-year-old look like when they're having a temper tantrum? Right? They're all pent up. Yeah. So you're actually going to do this because when you're stressed, you're already starting to get tense. And what this process does is it tenses you even more and forces the body into relaxation. Right? So you can focus on maybe just the part of your body that's the most tense, or you can do all of your body. So the first thing you're going to do is maybe tighten your fists. Go ahead and tighten up your fist, and then tighten up your arms up to your shoulders, then really tight. And then tighten up your toes, tighten up your buttocks, tighten up your abdomen, tighten up your face. And then take a deep breath in, and hold it. Tighten, 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 tighter and tighter. And then let go. Release the body and let the breath go. And then go ahead and tighten again. Tight, tight, tight. Deep breath in. Hold. As long as you can. And then breathe it out. Let the fingers go. Let the feet go. Let the butt go. Shoulders go. Okay. And then one more time. Tense. Tight as you can. Tighter and tighter. Take that deep breath in and hold. And go ahead and shake. All right. Feel the difference? So what you can do is either, again, focus on the area of your body that you're feeling really tense. Sometimes it's the neck and the shoulders. You're getting that tension, headache kind of thing going on. Start to tense up and hold. So do it at least 3 times. Or if after the 3rd time you're still feeling some of the tension, just repeat a few more times. It forces those muscles to relax because you constrict them even tighter to the point where they just can't hold on to that tension anymore. And as you're doing the breath, again, it helps to draw in oxygen, which then helps your muscles to loosen up. So that's one technique that you can do when you're starting to feel stress. Another thing is just a simple breathing technique, which is breathing into a count of 4. So go ahead and do that now. Breathe in through your nose to a count of 4. Hold it to a count of 4, and then let it out to a count of 8. Now, I want you to do that again. This time, put your hand on your abdomen, because most of us breathe very shallowly, chest breathers. We should be breathing down into our abdomen, okay? So as you take the deep breath in now, imagine and focus on the breath going all the way down and feel your abdomen expand. Breathe outward, and hold. And then breathe out through the mouth and let it fall and collapse. And then breathe in again. And one more time. So it might take a little bit of practice. You know, as you start to breathe there, notice if your chest is expanding more than your abdomen, if you're a shallow breather. You're not getting much oxygen into your body, that's affecting your brain, it's affecting your immune system, you're more likely to be stressed. So just doing some simple deep breathing helps you relieve the stress. It has you focusing on something besides what you're just focusing on that was causing the stress. So it's a distraction technique as well. Plus, again, as you're just taking those deep breaths in, it naturally helps the mind and the body to begin to relax. Now, the 3rd thing that you can learn how to do, and I do this, I'm going to teach you a very brief way to do this technique today, but I teach a more expanded version of this to my clients to teach them how to be in charge of their emotions, how to shift their negative emotional states, how to get them out of any kind of craving that they're experiencing, because most cravings are emotionally based, whether it's craving for a cigarette or craving for sugar or something like that. But basically, it's based on acupressure, or acupuncture. But acupressure, instead of sticking needles in, we can actually rub or tap certain points of the body that begin to actually shift which areas of the brain are being activated and what chemicals the brain is producing. So when we're in stress mode, we're starting to produce, we're starting to stimulate the limbic brain, and we're producing stress hormones like catecholamine and adrenaline, and we're suppressing the immune system and the feel-good chemicals. So by starting to stimulate these acupressure points, you actually, different parts of the brain start to light up. You go from the hindbrain to the forebrain, so you're moving into the creative brain. And science shows that you actually stop producing the cortisol and the adrenaline when you start tapping these points, and you start producing serotonin, endorphins, and these other response chemicals that feel good and, again, help your body. So one of the things you can do is just one main point is what we call the sore spot. So if you feel somewhere up here, okay, you feel around a little bit, with your fingers. You're going to feel a spot that's a little bit sore. Okay, so just feel around. For me, it's like right about here. Okay? You're going to feel that spot that's a little bit sore, and you're just going to either rub or tap that spot. Okay, so when you're starting to feel stress, just rub or tap that sore spot. Some of the other meridian points are ones that we naturally tend to rub or tap when we're stressed, which is the temple, the eyes right here. Sometimes we're rubbing here. So the ones on your face are inside of the eye or the eyebrow point here. And it doesn't matter which side, or you can tap both at the same time. And then the side of the eye and under the eye. And then you've got the under the nose. And you've got the chin point, which is actually in that divot above the chin. Okay, so these are the facial points, and the way to remember it's like a question mark. So inside of the eye, outside of the eye, under the nose, under the lip, or the chin point. And then we've got the collarbone point, which is you follow the V down in your collarbone right here, and then go to one side or the other, or again, you can tap on both sides at the same time. It's a collarbone point. And then we've also got an underarm point, and then a wrist point. And usually we'll start at the top of the head. So all the points up here are top of the head, inside of the eye, outside of the eye, under the nose, chin point. Then we got the collarbone point, under the arm, the wrist, and back up to the top of the head. But if you're just trying to do a shortcut to it, oftentimes just stimulating that sore spot point. For some people, they like the collarbone point. It works better for them. So sometimes you'll notice as you're tapping different points, certain points seem to have a better effect for you. And that will vary from person to person. And sometimes you'll feel more of an effect if you're doing both sides at the same time. So any place where there's a unilateral point, you can rub there. Now, if you're in public and maybe you don't want to be so obvious with what you're doing, or maybe you're in a confrontation with somebody, okay? A good point is what we call the karate chop point, right here on the side of the hand, that fleshy part of your hand. So you can very easily just cross your hand like this and either tap or just squeeze it. And it's a tension release process. Okay? Another thing you can do is the finger points, which is on the bottom corner of your nail bed towards your thumb. So on this hand, it would be this bottom corner towards the thumb. On this hand, it would be this bottom corner of the nail bed. And you can use maybe your thumb to rub or tap on that point, or you can use your other hand to do that. And it just looks a little bit like you're at a cabinet, or if you're at a table, you can just do it right underneath the table. Okay. So that's a way to relieve stress, or again, begin to shift your emotions into down here. If you start to feel some emotional response coming up, maybe so in your performance review, right? Or you're with one of those bullies giving you the destructive criticism. Just start to do that so you don't play into their emotions and get wrapped up in them as well. You can calm down and then be able to have that dialogue. You know what? Let's come back to this when we're both feeling more calm and able to focus on solutions. All right. I talked about this before. Also, know your motivation style. Do you like verbal motivation, public motivation, like getting an award for something? Do you like the reward of something like a gift certificate or money? And also whether you're towards motivated or away from motivated. So away from motivated is you're trying to move away from pain. Towards motivated is you're trying to move towards pleasure. Now the majority of time we're more motivated by pain than pleasure. Okay. Or initially we're motivated by pain. It's like, oh, butts in the fire, gotta get out of here. So it moves you into action. But it's better if you can become forward motivated, because what happens if you're only away from motivated, when you get far enough away from the pain, you become complacent. And you don't get any more movement. And then what happens is gradually you start to go back towards fire again. And then it hurts, so you take action and move away from it. But if you've got something out here to now move towards, then it keeps that forward momentum going. So find some way to move towards something instead of just away from something. And then another thing that you can do is visualize the end result. Does anybody know who Margaret Mitchell is? Yeah, she wrote Gone with the Wind. And she wrote once, I hate writing, but I love having written. Hate writing, but I love having written. So visualize the end result. Sometimes we get stopped because we're focused too much on the process and we forget why we're doing it. So visualize the end result and engage your other senses. What's it going to feel like when you've accomplished this goal? What's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you? What are you going to maybe hear or experience once you've achieved this goal? So visualize it, get into the feeling of it, imagine that you're talking to yourself about it, and that will also, again, help to keep you motivated.